Good morning. Morning. So, we made it before the sun. So welcome to this first sunrise gathering of Miracle Island and this magic retreat and conference. So this is our first sunrise, and it looks like it's going to be beautiful. We have just a little bit cloud, so it's already up, as you can see. Can you zoom in? Great. Okay. So I thought we gonna do a little ritual. It's a little story behind this ritual, and it comes from the Viking tradition. It's a rune. They have some language in runes, and this rune is called the Life Rune. It looks like a Y, so like this, like that. And it is the original peace sign. And then they invert it, which means war. So all these years of peace sign, they have declared war. So everything is upside down, inside out, right? So we do this. I'll just show you first. You don't need to stand like this, but like that. So we bring up the hands like a Y, and then we bring down the heaven. We take down this amazing vision for humanity, which is the nickname Heaven on Earth. We bring it in to our hearts, and then we share it with the world in all directions. And then we ground it. So let's do one more, and we take our time. So in each position, really connect and feel whatever you get in your thoughts. Let it apply, so you just feel it. So here we are to help down. We are the ground crew, part of it, to help bring down the vision and mission, Heaven on Earth. A new era is coming, and then just forward to the sun. Thank you, sun. Thank you for helping with your amazing bright light to raise the energies. And now we take it into our hearts. And we open our hearts and share it with the world. And now we ground it. beautiful start. So please be seated. So everything is about to change, big time. It actually already has. Since all of us are here, and we've been ready for change for a long time. So I like to just make it a crystal clear understanding on what we are. If we take the sun as the middle, and to the left we are the third dimension, and to the right we have the fifth dimension. We all here because we see and understand that that is not a longer current. We are all here because we see, feel and understand that it's just a matter of time until all of this on the fifth side, fifth dimension, is going to be the new reality. So this is the shift to the era of Aquarius. And Aquarius is, as you know, a man holding a water can, pouring out water. And water has an intelligence, has memory. From the fall of Atlantis and Lemuria, all that is in every water drop on the planet. And every water drop has gone through a human being and back again in the loop many times. And if we look at civilization, we know that that's also part of the agenda to not help us with the best water. So water is now crucial. And so if we look at the third dimension of how we think and take care of water compared to the fifth dimension, the heaven on earth, just imagine, you know, every city or village have absolutely the highest potential water in their taps, wherever we are. Compared to today, where we even drink water out of plastic bottles, which is not good for us. So we have a lot to do, and we all have a specific part of this shift. Each one of us has one area or several where we see this gap from how things are to how things can and soon will be. There has been a suppression of consciousness and technologies for over 100 years, actually through the whole time. And we are now at the brink of that threshold where all these technologies are going to come out. That is going to catapult us, humanity, a feeling over the next 10 years, it's going to be a jump 100 times into the future. So it's going to feel like we jumped 100 years into the future over the next 10 years when all these are going to be released. Imagine what we're in for. It's probably not going to be easy all the time because we're also in for big challenges. But at the same time, I welcome them. I embrace them. I thank them. This is why we came. This is what we've been waiting for. And I feel when we have this wonderful energy, this loving, supportive, understanding energy, wisdom, love, patience, we're already there. So I like to we have to pretend that this is the walking stick, talking stick. I like you to just feel into the energies, and there will be an energy prompting you to get up and come up here and share. Because in this place there is some kind of magic energy that want to talk through us. So I like you to just tune in and just see whoever feels that feeling first, who want to come up and share what we see, how things are in that area that you're in, and how you see the shift into this fifth dimensional energy in that area, and then all of us, how that become this big picture, because we're all important pieces, puzzle pieces of the big picture.
Jag tänkte någon får bryta isen.
Bra. Welcome. Så bara håll den ungefär så.
Okej, tack. Nej, jag bara kom på en...
Gärna engelska om det.
Oh, sorry. I always forget that. I remember something that happened just a couple of months ago that has been, for me, like a gateway to the new world. And it was quite a simple thing. I spoke to a friend, and he talked to me about the crystal in the heart. and I didn't think much of it, but I had it like inside of me. And when I was driving to the city, it had been like -20, and all of a sudden it turned to be like 0, and it started raining. And when I drove back on a 80-kilometer road, I just realized I have no grip whatsoever. I was just like floating around, and my tires couldn't like find the grip. And I saw there was a coming car, and there was one car behind me, and I didn't want to put the brake on, because then I would, go all over the place. And so gently I just floated into the wrong lane, and I saw this car coming there, and somehow I didn't react as normally. Like, I didn't get like, oh shit, but I just felt the crystal, like, and then my focus just went straight where I was gonna go, and the car floated back in the right lane again. And at the time I was just like, whoa, I felt like lifted somehow. I didn't really know what happened. And then a couple of days later I just felt that this is just symbolic of the life. Like, just let go of everything you think you know and how things should be, and everything we grasp on, like money, title, what happened to me before, or anything. Just go into the crystal and look where we're going, and it will sort itself out, or the higher power that is so much more intelligent than our mind will ever be. And when we kind of surrender into the heart, we are very well taken care of, and we can more smoothly come into this shift. So I just wanted to share that.
Good story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Mm.
When I sit there, I'm feeling so calm, safe, and it's feeling so good. It's amazing.
Thank you. Mm.
I just want to say that I feel so much love in my heart, and I feel that this is a new beginning for every one of us. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I love you.
Thank you.
When I see the fifth dimension, I picture understanding. I picture that you should be able to see and say anything because you know that nobody's gonna judge you, and there is no status. Everybody's an equal. That's what I feel.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So I woke up at about 3 o'clock this morning and couldn't sleep. And the thing I kept coming back to was responsibility, how in life, the way we're taught to live is to be responsible for ourselves, to worry about ourselves only. And I started thinking to myself, if we took concern for everybody else and took responsibility for everybody else, would problems even exist? And I think that's probably the next stage is being more extrinsically focused on other people's problems and concerns and using our gifts to help them. And I think if we come to that, I have a hard time believing that there's a world that's going to have any problems if we're concerned about everybody else's struggles and problems and concerns. So just keep coming back to this word responsibility and taking responsibility for others. And I don't know. It woke me out of a dead sleep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a second.
Yeah.
It's a really good word, and it's actually part of the games with the words. Responsibility, response able. There is a gap there, so we are able to respond.
Right. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good subject. Great. Thank you.
Good morning again. I'd like to welcome you all in a different dimension. I'd like to welcome you all as time travelers, because we're all travelers in time. And we've all been to millions, if not billions, of different places already. And one of the things that I'm feeling about this group is that we're going to see not just a breaking of paradigms, but a breaking of time and a reconnection to other times and other places, and a remembering of who we really are and what we've already achieved in the future and in the past and in the here right now. And I just feel that if we can step away from this programming of judgmentalism and this broken 3D paradigm, we will make a massive step together and individually, and we will amaze ourselves with what we will remember. Björn was talking earlier on about water, and I only have one vivid memory from a previous existence, and it's exactly to do with water, and maybe sometime this week we'll talk about that. But the water is really, really important. It's super, super important. water is a liquid computer, and earth is a receptacle of knowledge for the universe. So that's why we need to look after the water, look after ourselves, and think of ourselves as multidimensional beings, because that's what we are. Thank you.
There is another word here. Remember. Remember. So we are becoming again members of humanity. We've been lost. And now we're remembering and becoming a member again of the human family.
And a much bigger family.
Yeah. Super. Thank you.
Jag tar det på svenska, ja.
All right.
Jag måste säga att det känns så fantastiskt att ha kommit hem, känner jag. Att få vara med så många fantastiska människor så här och känna sån gemenskap på en gång. Jag saknar det så länge. Tack så mycket att jag får vara med här. Det känns fantastiskt. Thank you everybody.
Tack.
We all heard the horse, didn't we? Did you hear the rhythm?
Here comes another friend.
Yeah. Oh, come on. And this rhythm, in this 3 dimension, I think the rhythm is very chaotic. It's chaos. And we don't have the right rhythm all the time. But hello. Do you want to say something? But I think when we search inside us, we find this balance and this fine and real rhythm that the soul has. So I can see it very clear when I sat on the stone that this side is like this, and the other side was calm, and the rhythm was very great to live in and to breathe in. So the rhythm is so important to get again the calm and regular rhythm. And she's walking there, running. And I think also the muscles, all the body, what a perfect constellations we have here. And it's also important to feel that rhythm that we have inside. It's perfect, the perfect love, casting all the way, casting all the fears. We have it all. In every second, we have to find it again. Thanks.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add something to that. I thought of that we have gone away and fallen away from nature's and God's rhythm. And that's just something.
So thank you, Philip, for bringing that up. That was actually a talking point that I was coming to a little bit later after more have shared, but now it happens. So it's a very simple clue that is missing and that is the divine. We lost the connection to the divine, and now here we are, many of us has reconnected, and more are connecting day by day. But it's to invite the divine in our lives again, all the time, wherever we are. The missing link. And to remember that we are divine beings. And now in the third dimension, we've been human doings, not even human beings. And now we connect with the divine, and we become divine beings. So the source is with us all the time. And with that, all doors are opened. Anything is possible. What was impossible yesterday is now not only possible, it's happening. So in Swedish, we have, again, fabulous words. So to start off with, spirit means ande. Also genie means ande. When we take a breath, we take andetag. The spirit is in the breath. And we have two prime spirits inside of us, or expression of spirit. One is gör anden, the spirit who does things all the time, or do things all the time. The other one is var anden, the beingness, the spirit that just are. And in the Swedish language, this word ande, it's a lot of things that it's put in. But it comes down to the beingness, var anden, presence, being here and now, fully present. And in our busy lives, when we go into our headspace, we draw back. And when we are in our meditative state, here and now, we come out. And to make things happen, we have to be out. And when we're in that divine presence, doors open all over the place. Because whoever we meet, it's not about the communication that we talk, it's about that presence. And everybody is longing for this presence. So when we bring this presence wherever we are, people love it. And they want to spend more time in that presence, so they also can be in that presence. And we're going to be so immersed in this presence over this next coming 10 days, which will then start to make magic happen. And that is back to what Martin talked about, time traveling, bending time. Because in this presence, we lose our connection with time and we expand time. So, divine being, to invite the divine in everything. I really enjoy all the sharing, so please feel free to come up and continue sharing.
Beautiful souls. I'd like to share some experience. No, not experience. Yesterday when I walked to this place, Malta. Measure the energy on the place. I could feel something in my body I haven't felt before. And my friend Madde was with me, and she lay down on the med beds. It's med beds?
No, but
No.
we could call it that. It's actually well, it's an altar stone.
Yeah, altar stone.
Mm.
But now,
Yeah.
now it
Now
is
it's a med bed.
med bed.
Yeah.
And I felt some peace when I saw Madde lay down on the stone. I felt the peace I didn't felt before, and I was drawing. Jag drogs till platsen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drawn to the
Drawn
place.
to the place. And then my heart was starting to sing, so I started to sing the oldest mantra to the light. So I just go around here, and the words came to me. And Madde was finished, and she stands up, and I go there and lay down, and then I felt like I must sit up. So I can't speak. I can't speak English. It's too
Oh,
early.
you do good. It's okay.
So excuse. Okay, I sat up and start feeling energy is starting to moving in my body, like 8, but the 8 wasn't lie down. So I understand in a few minutes that something is happening to me, and it was my Kundalini rising. So I felt from my root chakra, a feeling like it was fire, and it just started rising in my body. Up in my throat, it's a struggle with all my feelings, and it just exploded in my head and put something in the sky, I don't know. So when now I'm listening to you and I'm here with you, and this is we are on a mission. This is so big, so we maybe don't even understand. But I feel it's okay to not understand. What are we going to understand? So thank you for being here and to share this moment and part of life with you. Thank you from my heart
Mm.
to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Är det mikrofonen? Okay. Yes. Good morning, everybody. I feel I need to say something about the medicine in the world, the way all people go to the doctors and have some medicine, and all this business with medicine company who owns the healthcare, and how people in generally really trust this. They go to the hospital, they get some medicine, and they think they will be well. But the thing that happens is they get more sick. And I remember maybe 20, 30 years ago, I thought in the future we will not only deal with the illness, we will deal with all the side effects of the medicines. And I have had this vision for many years to build bridges between the healthcare and the integrative medicine. But it has been very hard, especially in Sweden. So my vision is that people in the future will understand that the medicine is the food and the water and the love, and to be in the nature. That's my vision, among many others, but that's what I like to say today. Yeah.
Hold on a second. So Elizabeth is a nurse since
80.
1980.
1980, 81.
And in Sweden, healthcare is called sick care. And if you go to the hospital, it's called the sick house. And if you need help from somebody, you get a person called a sick gymnast.
Yes.
We have sjukgymnast. So we have so many words where they put in the sickness in front of it. Sick care, yeah. So again, how everything is turned inside out, upside down. So this is a huge step where we go from sick care to health care.
Yes.
And another huge point here is that we take care of the soul.
Yes. Absolutely. Health houses.
Yeah.
We like to create. Yeah. Where you can see soul and body, and actually I have been worked in such a hospital for some years, and it's called Vidarkliniken in Sweden, and there they see soul, spirit, body, all of it, and it was fantastic. It was the most beautiful work I ever have had, but unfortunately this hospital was too good, so the the politicians, yes, in Sweden, they didn't want it, so they have to put down. Yeah, so that's sad. Yes, yes. Thank you.
Great subject.
Yes.
Super, thank
Yes.
you.
It's my
Yes.
yeah.
I'd just like to add to that we're sitting in a nectaring pharmacy.
I'll let you say that.
I'd just like to add to that we're sitting in a natural pharmacy.
Yeah.
There's lots of plants here that are medicinal, and in Maltese and Gozitan life memory, they know how to use these plants, but they just haven't passed the knowledge on. So now we're bringing that knowledge back.
Hey.
Thank you. So I felt like I should share that when I looked out over all of this, if you were to travel in any direction, it may be difficult and like there might be a lot of challenges, but none of this provokes any fear at all, And I think in certain environments that I'm in back at home, fear is easier to creep in, But when you look out here, all the fear is gone. So, yeah. That's all.
Great.
Yeah.
And we're going to build that.
Yes.
The love field.
Yes.
Great. So another good word. I like the, we call it abbreviation, fear, false evidence appearing real. But they're not. It's just in our head. Fear is either something that was happened before or that might happen in the future. When we're in our presence, there's no fear. So it's all in our head. And we know this is the biggie of the game, that they want to keep us in fear, because fear is a very low vibration. And when we let go of that, and we can just step back and laugh at it, because it's so obvious now. That's all they want to do, all the time. Fear, fear, fear.
So fear can also be a signpost sometimes, I feel. Like if you feel fear, sometimes it's just like a cover for something where you should go.
It comes from originally the fight and flight response, the amygdala, which is why they're attacking the third eye in humanity, because they want us to, because when we're in love, we see, our third eye shows us the best path forward, the love. But when we are in fear, it's the amygdala, the fight and flight. And then we see the horrors. We see the bad road ahead. Dystopian. So it's so crucial to understand this point. It's a very, very big point. So whenever we feel fear, deep breathing, take a step back, get the message, because there's always good messages there. Shake it off and move forward in love and power. Because the ones who control our world for the moment, actually they're not really, it appears to, they fear this awakening more than anything. That's why they're going so hard on it. But it's an impossible game to win, as we all know. This is their last days. And soon fear will be gone, replaced with beauty, love, and this wonderful new era where we support each other and bring down the best of humanity.
Speaking of words, I hear everyone saying good morning all the time, and that makes me think of that God is morning. So that doesn't really resonate with me. Maybe you guys can think about those words if it resonates with you, and maybe there's a better way of saying it.
Well, it's a good point, and it's also the spell casting, spells. In Swedish, good is spelled G-O-D. So we say God when we say good. Yeah. Thank you.
When you talked about fear, I felt like I have to come forward to stay here to talk about fear, because it's scary to talk about myself in front of everybody. So I needed to step forward to släppa.
Yeah.
Vad heter det?
Yeah. Release.
Release my
Yeah.
fear. So when I stay here right now, I feel losing up. You just throw it away. It's not scary. It's scary, but when you take a step forward and lose your fears, then something releases in your body, and it's very nice feeling when you do it. So it's nervous to stay here and talk about it, but right now it's a good feeling in my body. But the first word I think about earlier was love, and love can be the earth, the sun, the heaven, the flowers, and everything to ground, and yeah. So it's get together when you are grounded and you are scared. Maybe you have to just feel your feet and be be yourself and be strong and feel it in your heart. Yeah, take care of yourself and everyone. So it feels good to come forward and talk about fear.
Great.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Mm. Mm.
say something. But in Swedish, I just sit here. För mig så känns det liksom att våga släppa taget.
Man just shared that for her it feels like to dare to let go. And it's a biggie to let go of everything, all the old stuff, the old life, securities, everything is huge. And with that comes the next biggie, which is to trust in the process. Trust in ourselves, trust in each other, and trust the process. Trust in God. Trust in life. Complete trust, not just hope trust. Really feel it. Anchor trust.
Maybe it has to do with having faith. Having faith?
Faith is, again, these words are not strong enough. Hope and faith is a little bit less powerful than knowing, absolute knowing. And we're moving into knowing.
I must. I like us to remember our dear Francis. Francis, he was sitting here. The first retreat I was on, I think we shared some ceremonies with him 2 times, and he was a very fine man. He had a lot of teaching, and this came to me now that I would like us to remember Francis, and especially what he taught us, that we don't need to go to churches, we don't need any temples, because the new church is in our heart and in ourselves. So I think he wanted me to to tell us all to remember that. Yeah. Is it clear? Or do you want to add something?
Well, actually, it's actually what we're going to do the next Saturday, but that's good. We bring it up.
Yeah.
So one of the talking points Francis was really keen on was that all the ceremony places and all temple sites has been holding the highest vibration, 1,000, since the fall of Atlantis and Lemuria. And for us to go to these places to recalibrate ourselves and our bodies. And now we have come to this new next phase, which is that all of us are starting to vibrate at the same level as these sacred sites. So we are about to expand into another new grid, a high energy grid field, where all of us are receivers and senders of this highest vibration. And as you noticed yesterday, we did a measurement, and we are already in peace, high up on the peace scale. So it's happening. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Very good.
Dear Francis.
I have a question because yesterday my father did a big operation and he hasn't done the shot, and he got 4 liters of blood, and well, he's a strong spirit, but if there is anything you can do to help it, I would like to know. Yes.
Thank you. This has been a big question for many for a long time, and it's going to continue, because how do we know the blood is safe? So through this journey here, we're going to talk about 2 ways to heal. One is the Atlantean way with technologies, bioresonance and other technologies. And the other way is the Lemurian way, is us, that we have the power inside of us to heal anything. And it all comes down to consciousness and the ability to heal. And with that comes also the understanding that the body is its own self-regulating system, which always seeks to be in balance and harmony, always want to seek that equilibrium. And in this time, we are in for a big challenge, and that is to heal all of those who have not taken that leap in consciousness yet, to help many to survive what has been done, including now all those who come in for operations and didn't take the shot, but get blood of those who did. So it's a biggie.
About the blood, I can tell you I think we are 500 or 600 nurses in Sweden. We have talked about this. If you need an operation and you have to have blood, so we are discussing how, if we can arrange something so we can offer clean blood to people. So I don't know how we are going to do it, but we have a discussion about it. And there's also a lot of doctors who are
Involved.
Yeah, involved. Yes. So hopefully, and if anybody of you should do an operation, you can always give your own blood before, to if there's time, so you can have your own blood. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
It's my first time here, and I'm just feeling in. It's so far wonderful to be here. I'm a little bit messed up because we also have our kids with us, so I'm walking around with these worries so far. But we are about to settle in, so I hope I can relax in my mind soon. And it's so interesting when I hear, Elizabeth, you are a nurse, and I am teaching nurses. So, but I feel at home very alone because I'm the only one at my workplace that are awake. So I feel really pressed in a corner and don't know who to speak with. So it was very interesting to hear you, and I want to speak more with you. And Björn, when you said this, these words that we have in Swedish, I've heard it before. We say sjukvård, sjukgymnast, and it's so. We are so raised with it, so we don't even reflect on it. But when you said it now in English, it becomes so crystal clear how stupid those words are. We have twisted everything around. And we have to change that, of course. We have to focus on the good things and put our intention into that. Yeah, I think I will let it be so far.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's come into a closing of this magical moment together. What we're called to do, that inner prompting that want us to step up and be part of this big mission, can sometimes be overwhelming. But there is no other choice. And a lot of times we don't see the path clearly, but we just know by walking the path, it will reveal itself on the path. And so with all these questions we have, with all these super important challenges to crack, to solve, we will make them. We will find the solutions. It's part of the game of life, and that's why we're here. So how about we just take a little moment and just let everything sink in and allow the sun to shine in our faces a little bit before we close. And if you like to stand up, the last moment here together. So thank you all for being part of this. Thank you for being divine channels, and thank you for your divine sharings. And with that, we close the ceremony with a little bing. Thank you.